right, Sam, you guys are heading out 6 games. It's like 8,000 total miles. I think you're pretty much in every time zone, every climate. How do you pack for that?
Well, yeah, it's tough. You got to go through how many games, how many outfits you're going to need for the games, how much lounge around wear you're going to have, how many shoes you're going to pack, how many bags you need. I just wish we were getting flyer points for this. It's a lot of miles.
You got a wedding coming up. You got to book that honeymoon, so like you could use as many miles as you can get. Scal says he packs only 1 pair of shoes. Like I think he just takes 1 sneakers, wears them to all the games. Like how many do you bring? Like what's your typical?
On a road trip like this, I probably bring 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta if we're going out to eat, maybe a nicer pair, a nice just like lounge around pair, maybe some sandals, that type of thing. Yeah.
I feel like that's clear. A lot of people forget like a flip flop or something when you're at the hotel.
Yeah.
You got to go down to that breakfast. You don't want to be throwing on like real dress shoes or whatever.
No.
So that's a pro move.
For sure.
I do want to start with one before we get into the good part about your recent play. I need to bring up one thing. You got booed at TD Garden the other night. I think you know why. So they asked if you could have 1 meal for the rest of your life, and you said.
I said a medium well steak.
I'm going to allow you 1 chance to explain yourself.
I can explain myself. So usually when you go to restaurants and you order like medium, it's almost a little bit too red.
Okay.
So I like to order medium well, which comes usually medium. So I guess in terms of that, I'd probably like medium better than medium well. I don't know if that was the discrepancy, but
no, I think that's fair. I think that would bring a few more people in. I think we were just worried. Whenever you get anything past medium rare, it gets a little dicey.
So I like red in the middle.
Okay.
We'll make that clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Then you brought me back to earth. I was ready to just derail this interview, but I feel
maybe I should have explained myself on camera.
Did you hear the booze?
I did, and I looked up. I wasn't really. I'm like, really? That's wow. Well, it's all right.
I mean, steak is the right answer.
It's all fun. It's all fun and love.
It's great. I want to talk about teams keep targeting you defensively. Do you take that? How do you take that? Do you take that as like it's not a disrespect? And does that it motivate you, or like how does that play out in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a number of things. Honestly, obviously they don't view me as a great defender. It seems like that's why they put me in the action. Me personally, I just try to take pride on that end and just do the best I can. And sometimes I'm going to get beat and scored on or whatever, but I'm just trying to make it as hard as possible for them to score. And sometimes I do well at it. Sometimes it's.
But that's everybody in the NBA.
Yeah, for sure.
If you look at your numbers this season, it's below 1 point per play, which is like a great number in isolation. So I don't think people know. Like you shouldn't be trying to book Hauser Island.
Well, I mean, it's probably going to keep happening. So I know going into every game that's probably going to be a thing that's going to happen throughout the game. So I'm ready for it. I understand it. I just got to keep trying to prove myself that I can hold my own.
So take me back. I think last time I sat down with you was probably December. You just started to kind of go through that slump. It's been obviously every season has a bit of a roller coaster. How much did those starts when guys were out help you just kind of clear your mind and just free you to play and kind of get your rhythm back?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we had those guys out, it was a good opportunity for a lot of us to play more minutes and more meaningful minutes, and I was able to start a few times, which was great. And I think it was I guess it was like the perfect storm to kind of get my rhythm back, where you kind of get a flow of the game when you're playing that much and your shot feels better, it's more in rhythm, things like that. So I think it was all confidence boosting, but overall, I mean, it's just peaks and valleys, and you go through things like that as a player.
The other day, Joe said he, at least in the past, I think he has a mouthpiece now, but he would duct tape his mouth shut to sleep at night. Do you do anything crazy to be a better basketball player? Is there anything absurd that? I mean, some of these stories that are coming out about Joe are just blowing my mind.
That doesn't surprise me, honestly. But
that's the concern.
Well, I mean, he's into that, those little tips or
things.
tricks that he can do to better himself. So I don't do anything special. I don't think I do. I do have a pretty solid routine that I stick to, with whether it's ice tub, steam room, stretching, rolling out before and after working out, and do some form shooting usually every day after I shoot. So I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. Not like that for sure.
Right, for sure. I mean, if you go into a slump, I guess you could get really crazy. But maybe don't reinvent the wheel like that. Obviously, from Wisconsin, what's it like now? A lot of Celtics fans are fixated on Celtics box, the race for the 1 seed. Do you hear from a lot of people back home about the jockeying?
Yeah, a lot of my people or a lot of my friends, they're Bucks fans at heart, that whole thing. But I know when we come to town, they're kind of torn because they want to cheer for us as well. But hopefully we can meet up with them again, and wherever that may be in the playoffs. Obviously we got some work to do to finish out the season and throughout the playoffs, so before that may happen. But they're good. Obviously every time we play them it's a good game, so if we end up meeting up with them again, it'll be great.
I want to ask you one more thing about Wisconsin. Aaron Rodgers' situation. Now, we might have some finality to this beforehand. Like, I'm guessing you were a Packer fan growing up, right? You've shown up in your Packer gear.
Huge, yeah.
How are you feeling about this whole – because, like, New England, we went through our own quarterback thing.
Yeah.
And we're still kind of going through it. So, like, how are you feeling about this?
I'm at a point where I just want a decision to be made either way. I want to know if we're going to have them or if we're not. I just don't want it to drag out as long as it did last year at least. Sure. So I'm good with whatever happens. I just want it to happen sooner rather than later.
He does a lot of Joe-like stuff. I think he just went into some darkness retreat or something. So hopefully that helped clear his mind and
I sure hope it did.
Figure out what's next. Tell me about this. So we watched you shooting out there with Blake, the whole Bus One boys. I hear you guys got like merchandise coming. Like where does the Bus One boys stand right now?
Yeah. So the Bus One is like the first bus that leaves the hotel to go to the pregame shooting and all that, and like whatever for the first 10 games it was like consistently it was me, Luke, Peyton, Blake, and Justin Jackson, and Noah Vonleh when he was here, and we kind of just coined the name Bus One Boys, and Blake has a connection where he got a graphic made, and some merch might be coming soon. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Is there a website or like what?
No website yet. That it could be coming. We might start a podcast. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Everything's on the table.
Can you not eliminate my job by like with your access?
We'll get you on the podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you need a host, like
maybe we can.
I'm a big Bus One guy.
Yeah.
Last thing. So when you're going out on the road on this, is there anything you must bring? Is there like one thing when you know you're going to be on the road for 13 days that you're like, I must bring from home?
Definitely got to bring my Normatec set.
Okay.
That's like a recovery compression thing, and I would say a good book.
Really?
Yeah. I don't always read, but it's nice to have that option on the road when there's, not a lot to do.
I respect that. Remember, like there was LeBron got caught like carrying or reading a book, and I think it was upside down. But like sometimes you just got to give that appearance that you're.
Yeah. No, I like to read the books I bring. Maybe not a lot of it, but I know last trip I think I actually finished a book on that trip.
Really?
So
would I put you in a bad spot if I said what's the best book you've read? Because if you asked me that question, I would be in a bad spot because it's been a while since I've delved into something that's not an. I like autobiographies and stuff like that, but what's your favorite genre? Like, what do you read?
I like more of the nonfiction stuff. I do like Green Books, for example, or Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. It's a book about his journey and all that. I think it's a great book.
So I love
that type of stuff.
I love biographies. I love watching. I mean, it's better to watch them, but sometimes the reading and all that. So all right, well, I hope you get some reading in, but get some wins while you're on that trip.
Of course, yeah. We're looking forward to that.
All right. Thank you, Sam.
No problem.
Presented by your New England Ford dealers. Built for America. Built Ford proud.